Hello, my YouTube family. I hope everybody is blessed and being a blessing to someone else. Happy Christmas. Hope everybody's having a wonderful time preparing for this holiday season. And again, I'm coming with day 7. And this is a Christmas story from Chicken Soup for the Soul. And it's called My Best Mistake. So hopefully y'all get something out of this, like I will. It says Christmas is a season for handling the fire of hospitality in the hall, the general flame of charity in the heart. From Washington Irving. It says it's the most wonderful time of the year. My 7-year-old son Nathan sang with a huge grin. I sighed. I love Christmas, I do. It's wonderful and cozy and brings families together. It's a chance to show the people we love how we really feel about them. But it's also busy, bordering on chaotic. My today list is longer during the months of December than at any other time of the year. But I really do love Christmas. One evening in early December, I flopped down on the couch next to my husband, Eric. I spent all day decorating the house for the season, and I was tired. The tree looks great, honey, Eric said. Thanks. It's a shame it will only be up for 3 weeks before I have to spend another whole day taking it all down again. I shrugged. It's pretty, but sometimes I wonder if it's worth all the effort. He smirked. I told you last year that it's okay with me if we don't decorate. I know it's a lot of work. I looked around the house, loving the cozy feel the decorations provided. I can't stop decorating for Christmas, I said. Think of how upset the kids would be. His smirk grew bigger. Oh, yes, it's all for the kids. I'm nodding with my elbow. Okay, I admit it. I love it too. But the next day, I was not loving it quite as much. I had a long list of other Christmas related tasks, and nothing was going right. The previous week, I sent my kids' wish list to my mom, my mother in law, and my former mother in law, who was still very much a part of our family. I've been careful to monitor Nathan's list to ensure that he didn't ask more than one grandma for the same toy. I told him to make 3 separate lists, one for each grandma. He's done a great job creating a list with about the same number of toys on each list, but no duplicate items. He brought them to me, clearly excited about his carefully crafted list. I set them by the computer. I'll send them to your grandma's tomorrow morning, I told him. The next morning, I scanned the 3 lists into the computer, and then I emailed the exact same list to each grandma. I don't know how it happened, except to say it was early and I hadn't had coffee yet. Worse still, I didn't realize the mistake until the grandma started texting me pictures of the toys they purchased. 3 Star Wars lightsabers, even in the same color. 3 identical Star Wars Lego sets. 3 of the same video games. 3 of everything he asked for on one list. And nothing on the other 2 lists. And it was all my fault. I was so careful, I mourned to Eric. How can I tell the grandmas that 2 of them have to return all of the toys they had just brought? And how do I choose which 2 to tell? I'm sorry, honey, he said, but I'm sure they'll understand mistakes happens. What mistake? Nathan said. I didn't realize he was listening to our conversation. I sighed and explained the situation. I'm really sorry, Bud, I said. I goofed, but I'm going to talk to the grandmas and try to fix it. His shoulders slumped with disappointment. But an hour later, he came back, wearing a determined look on his face. Mom, don't talk to the grandmas, he said. The number of toys are just one of my list. It's more than some kids get. I don't need all those toys. But the grandmas already brought them, I said. So if I don't call them, you'll have three of the exact same toy. He nodded. I know. That's why I'm going to give away the other toys to kids who don't get much for Christmas. Tears flooded my eyes. My silly mistake had turned into a proud parenting moment. We talked to the grandmas who all agreed that Nathan's selfless decision should be commended. The grandmas kindly understood that I sent the list before being properly caffeinated. It's true that Christmas is the busiest time of the year, but no doubt it's also the best, especially when our kids remind us that it's not about the decorations we put up, the gifts we receive, or even the food we enjoy. It's about loving one another. It's about putting others ahead of ourselves. Christmas is about giving to others to show them they are important to us. Even when the giver is a 7-year-old boy and the gift is a Star Wars late lightsaber, and the recipient is another child, a stranger whose only gift this Christmas might be that duplicate toy. It was the best mistake I've ever made by Diane Stark. Wasn't that a wonderful story? The best mistake. Because after all, it wasn't a mistake. And the little boy had made up in his mind that even though he got duplicate toys, he was going to share it with some other unfortunate kid that might not have received any toy for Christmas. And so we got to remember that Christmas is not always about receiving and giving. It's about being there, and it's about the love that you can give to people. And it's about sharing and with one another. It's about Jesus, knowing that He is the reason for the season. Amen. And so it's important to just spend that quality time, and also not just teaching your children and your grandchildren to just have toys for themselves, but they can share a toy and wrap a toy for the Christmas Angel program. They can take one of those trees and give a toy. They can give it to a neighbor, and they can be learning to be loving someone else and knowing what the really true spirit of Christmas is. It's about just not just always giving, but receiving from someone else. So I hope you enjoyed this story again, My Big Mistake. And that is again by, I always try to get the author here, by Diane Stark. So happy Christmas.